Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll be doing a review on these Title Boxing Leather Elastic Lace-Up Training Gloves. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so today we have these Title Boxing Leather Elastic Lace-Up Training Gloves. We'll do a close-up weigh-in and review on. These are the very first gloves from any brand, at least from what I've seen, that actually integrates elastic laces into a model of their boxing gloves. Now I know there's several of you that actually have removed the laces from your traditional gloves and installed elastic laces, which is great. But this is the actual first model I've seen that actually comes with elastic built into it. So I got mine in 16 ounces. It only comes in this one color scheme for now, which is black, white, and with red accents. Obviously no Velcro closure because it's a elastic lace glove made in Pakistan. And it has this middle splint right here that has a little nylon loops that the laces go through that you can adjust the tightness of this before you slide your hand in here. Full genuine leather construction. The leather itself has more of a gloss look to it. Multi-layer foam over the knuckles. Has a medium density, so it's not overly stiff and hard, but it's not super soft to where you can sink your finger all the way through. Leather attached thumb. No ventilated holes on the palm or the thumb, so air circulation might be an issue. Nice large grip bar. Shows that it's made in Pakistan. You also have a Tricot microfiber liner on the inside. The back of the wrist, you have about an inch of dense foam padding. The inside of the wrist has about 1/8 of an inch of softer foam. And then you also have, again, this splint right here that offers more support for your wrist section. So there you have it to show you the glove. Also, the plastic patch on the back is recessed. So you don't have a lip on the plastic, which can cut someone if you were to use them for sparring, which is a great idea. I think any glove that uses a plastic patch should either one, not use a plastic patch, or two, if you have to, at least recess it in there. That way you don't have to worry about sharp edges. So let's go ahead and put this on the scale, see how much these weigh. Again, these are 16 ounces, so let's see if they're true to weight. So these are 13, the right gloves are 13. They're 3 ounces underweight, which is not good. And the left glove is 13 ounces. So they're the exact same weight with each other, just 3 ounces underweight, which is a pretty big flaw. So let's go ahead and do the review. Hey, what's up guys? Carlo here, and today I'm doing a review on these Title Boxing Leather Elastic Lace-Up Training Gloves. It comes in this one color scheme, which is going to be black, white with red accents. I got mine in 16 ounces. You can also get it in 12, 14, or 18 ounces. It's a full genuine leather constructed glove made in Pakistan, and it is a training glove. So the intent behind this particular glove is to be able to really use it for everything in the gym, whether it's sparring, hitting the bag, hitting the mitts, whatever it may be that you're using it to train with, you should be able to do it with this glove. Now, this is the very first model of gloves I've seen that have integrated laces into a pair of boxing gloves. I know that in the past several years, there have been people that have actually removed the laces out of their boxing gloves and replaced it with elastic laces, obviously for convenience reasons. You know, when you have lace-up gloves, the convenience factor is really hard because you typically always have to have somebody lace them up for you, or you have to use something like lace and loops to where you have to pull it down and lace it up, but it still doesn't really replicate the feel and the support and tightness of having somebody lace your gloves for you. So I was really intrigued by this particular model. Obviously, I've done elastic laces on several pairs of my previous lace-up gloves before, but I still felt it didn't give me the same sensation that it would with somebody that actually would tighten them down for me. Then you obviously have traditional Velcro gloves where the convenience is much easier than lace-up gloves. You slide your hand in there, you just wrap the Velcro around, and you're ready to go. So from a convenience factor, maybe you're trying to get into the gym, get a quick workout in, Velcro is typically the way to go. The drawback to Velcro gloves is obviously you don't typically get the same level of wrist support that a lace-up glove gives you, all the way from the very top of this crest, this peak right here, all the way down to the bottom of the cuff of the glove. Lace-up really excels in that, and the fact that you can have somebody lace them for you, and they basically take each lace channel and pull on it consecutively all the way to the bottom, and then pull on the laces and you basically have created this real nice supportive feel all the way from the palm of your hand all the way down to the very bottom where your forearm is at. So I was kind of intrigued to see if the elastic laces would get close to that for being able to put these on yourself. So we'll go ahead and kind of discuss that here in a second. But design-wise, these gloves have a medium profile. It uses multi-layer foam padding. It has more of a glossy leather look to it. You can see the padding on here has medium density. So really perfect for sparring, hitting the bags, hitting the mitts, whatever it may be. You have that triangle T logo on the back of the glove. You have a white thumb that is connected to the back here with some stitching. A plastic patch on the back that is recessed into the actual wrist, which is nice because you don't have any sharp edges that you sometimes get with plastic patch gloves. You have about an inch of firm padding on the back of the wrist, and rotating it onto the palm side, you have about 1/8 of an inch of softer padding right there. And then you also have this leather splint piece that goes down the middle of the glove that has this piece of nylon in each rung. So the laces go through on each side like you do with traditional lace-up gloves, except now you have this little middle piece right here, which kind of brings the elastic laces together on each rung so that you basically get each piece right here locking down on each portion of your hand and your forearm. So you have that splint there. The splint is actually made of a medium density foam as well, which is also about 1/8 of an inch. And then the inside liner is a Tricot microfiber liner. It says made in Pakistan, 16 ounces right there. No ventilated holes on the palm or thumb, so airflow is definitely an issue with that. I felt like using these in training, they would get pretty hot. You have a nice large grip bar right there and an attached nylon thumb. I'm not sure why they went with nylon right there because this is a full genuine leather glove. At the price point, I would expect that they would use leather, so I felt like they kind of went cheap with that. And then they also have this kind of red welted seam on the thumb, obviously for design purposes, but I'm not sure why they didn't use welted seams on the rest of the glove. You can see that it has a really nice rolled over deep finger compartment. And that's pretty much it design-wise. I wish they came out with more colors as well. Maybe they will down the road. Now, quality of the gloves are pretty good. I would say that the opportunity, like a lot of gloves, will be the stitching. And why they didn't use welted seams right here is beyond me. But you can see some of the stitching pulling away on the leather there. On the outside edges, on the right glove as well, has some pulling of leather. But the glove is well balanced. You can see if I can hold it at the very bottom of the cuff and it doesn't have that sag. So it does a really nice job of keeping everything nice and rigid and stable in the midsection of the glove. So you don't have too much weight towards the front of the glove and you have that sag. The leather quality is pretty good as well. You can see here that it has a nice thick feel to it. It doesn't feel cheap and it doesn't feel inconsistent. You don't have any blemishes on here. The overall feel of the leather is really nice. The logos are symmetrical. I'm not a huge fan of plastic patches. The fact that they recessed it is nice, but hopefully in the future, if they do more patches, they can probably change it up to maybe like a rubberized patch, which I think feels better and just looks nicer. You don't have the issue of possibly cutting somebody open, even though it is recessed. Now, on the palm side, you can see the piping looks really good around the thumb. All the leather is bonded nicely to the foam and tucked in nicely right there. The grip bar is full length. You don't have any empty or hollow spots in the grip bar compartment. That feels really good. The padding on the palm feels really good as well. The overall feel of it's nice, and the elastic laces are really good quality as well. You can see here the laces are just kind of cut at the very end. One thing I would have liked to see maybe is put like a rubber tip over the top so you don't have any issues with the elastic laces starting to fray. And then you can see that there's an actual knot that's tied into that inside there. The liner is good as well. You have that Tricot liner on the inside. Now, comfort-wise, sliding your hand in here, one thing you have to do is you have to adjust the laces. And one thing I did not like about this just being a knot is that you have to undo the knot in order to either lengthen it or tighten it. To me, there should be some kind of like rubberized small quick clip that where you can just kind of clip it down and go. And that way it's a lot more quicker in that regard. One thing is if it's too tight, you'll find that it's really hard to slide these on with your hand wraps on. And it's really tight for me just right now. And you can actually feel the stitching. So this middle piece is actually stitched right in here. So when you slide your hand in here, once you have it in, you tighten everything down. But once you do, what you notice is when you tighten it, you don't get this to tighten every single rung down. So the problem with that is that you still don't get the same level of support that you would if somebody were to tighten them for you. You still have to kind of use your finger. Now, putting on one glove is great because you still have one open hand to use, one free hand. But once you put your other glove on, that's the issue. Now I'm not going to be able to tighten this down. Somebody still has to do it for me. So yes, the whole premise behind this is to be able to kind of pre-tighten everything down. But what I find it is really hard to slide these gloves on with my hand wraps on, especially if I want it at the level of snugness that I'm looking for. So once you have that all tightened down, then from there, you can kind of pull on this. And then what you do with the end of this, again, you have to just kind of tuck it inside. The other issue, again, like I said, if you're doing your second glove, once you have this one done, you can see just from right here, it's kind of a pain to just tuck it underneath, right? So you have to kind of tuck it in there and hide it so it doesn't just come dangling out. When you're doing it with the other glove, you kind of have to do the same thing. You have to tuck it. So you essentially just have to preset the tension on this to where you want it to be. And for it to be as snug as you want it to be, you're gonna have a really hard time really sliding your hand in here. And you do get a good amount of wrist support. I'd say better than a Velcro glove, but not as good as a lace-up glove. I think it's right in between a Velcro and a lace-up glove, mainly because of the splint in the middle right here offers more rigidity to it, a little bit more support than a Velcro glove where you just have a strap that goes down here and you don't have anything up here. So I definitely like the fact that you do get a little bit more stability than a Velcro glove, but to me, it's still not as good as somebody lacing your gloves for you. Now the thumb on the gloves themselves feels somewhat awkward. I feel like it flares out a little too much and the tip of my thumb kind of jams in here a little bit more, which is really weird because historically I've had several Tylo gloves and they've always had really good thumbs. So this is one of the first ones that I felt that the thumb was a little awkward. The piping feels good. And I definitely like the depth of the finger compartment. You have a piece of neoprene over the fingertip compartment. You can really make a nice deep fist with this. And the ergonomics of it is good. Wrist support feels good. Just the thumb is a little awkward with that. So comfort-wise, not too bad. Just the wrist support right here is kind of a 50-50 for me. And now protection and performance, this is a balanced glove. I feel like you can really use this for sparring. You get decent crack out of it, good feedback, good protection. It's kind of right in the middle of the road. A good level of compression when you hit your target, but it does a good job of absorbing shock as well. I didn't feel any issues with any kind of pain in my knuckles, any issues with my wrist flexing, which is obviously, I give credit to this little middle piece for the elastic laces right there to give me support. But the thumb does feel a little bit weird, but the actual padding itself does a really nice job of giving you the protection and feedback in kind of a balanced manner. Now, cost-wise, these gloves are $99. And to be honest with you, I don't think they're worth it. And you can see how hard it is to take these off. That's just with my bare hands. So you can imagine if I had hand wraps on. The reason I don't think they're worth $99 is I don't think they offer much more than a Velcro glove to where I would say, okay, spend another $100 to get these, rather than just buying some elastic laces online for $5 to $10 and then taking your laces out of the gloves you already have and putting those on. I just don't think it's worth another $100 unless there was a big significant jump in the elastic lace system to where it was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. This actually is almost close to, if not the same as a traditional lace-up glove, and I could do it myself. So that's always kind of been the area of a elastic lace glove compared to a traditional lace glove is, can you replicate the feel of a lace-up glove with the convenience of a Velcro strap glove? And this support-wise is better than a Velcro glove, just still not, to me, not as good as a lace-up because you still have to have someone pull this on, pull these upper laces for you to get it really tight up here. And if you pre-tighten it before you slide your hand in here, then it makes it a pain in the butt to slide your hand in here with hand wraps on. You're just constantly trying to push and kind of jam your hand into the glove, which to me kind of bites into the convenience factor of that to begin with. So for $99, the glove quality, the construction, the padding isn't bad, but you're not buying this glove for that. You're not spending $100. You're spending $100 because you want the convenience and the extra, the technology that's built in with the elastic lace system. And I just don't think it's there yet because you can just go and buy some elastic laces, put them in your lace-up gloves that you already have, save some money, and essentially kind of get the same thing without buying or spending $100 for these gloves. So that's just my thoughts on that. If you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Tylo elastic lace-up training gloves. I'll see you guys later. Peace.